We are going to break down Jaelyn Duncan's first career start. I thought overall he was good to solid as a run blocker and pretty rough in pass pro, especially early in the game. We're just going to look at these plays chronologically. This first one is the first play of the game. He's head up on Deshaun Williams, who's going to loop outside. Good job getting his hands inside to start out the rep, but then Williams is going to use the forklift technique where he grabs Duncan's wrists, raises arms, takes away his ability to resist this power rush. This really just comes down to grip strength, staying attached. Williams is able to fold him inside, get a hit on Will Levis. Next play, Williams gets him again with the forklift technique. This time Duncan isn't able to land his punch. It's a pretty soft initial strike here. Williams gets this inside hand on the armpit, and then he latches onto the outside wrist, and then Duncan just doesn't have the anchor to resist this long arm. He gets moved back into Will Levis. Impressive job by him to stay on his feet. Levis breaks out of the pocket, finds NWI, but he can't bring it in. Right here, the Titans are running duos, so you get a tray block with Duncan and Josh Wiley. The defensive end's gonna peek into this C gap, which gives Derrick Henry the read to hit the B gap, but at the last second he's going to cross over. Great job by Duncan here of staying attached, driving his block into the ground. You can see how he's repositioning his right hand throughout the process of the rep to make sure that he can sustain the block. Next play, DJ Johnson's going to hit him with speed to power. This is the biggest thing that I worry about with Jaelyn Duncan, is just anchor and play strength. He lets him get into his frame, doesn't land a very impactful initial punch, and he just can't drop his anchor. Ultimately didn't matter because the Titans were just running quick game, but yeah, still adjusting to NFL power. And then next play, he lets this edge rusher win the inside. Normally you don't want to open up your hips parallel to the sideline until you absolutely have to. If you ever watch like Laramie Tunsil pass sets, he's parallel with the line of scrimmage until the very last second, but Duncan fully opens up here pretty wide with his punch. The pass rusher's able to hook underneath, get a hand on Will Levis. Where he's at his best, just based on his college tape and limited snaps in the NFL so far, is when you get him on the move on pin pull, toss plays. You can see he's explosive off the line of scrimmage. He's got the acceleration and speed to reach his aiming point downfield. He does kind of bear hug this block. I thought overall he did a solid job with his hand placement in this game, but you definitely want to get your hands inside here. But still, he's able to just overwhelm this defensive back, get a nice pancake. And then right here, the Titans are running, I guess you would call this like a zone counter. I don't know if this cutback was designed, but he's blocking this defensive end. You can see he gets his left hand inside underneath the armpit. That allows him to have complete control of the interaction. And based on that anchor point, he's able to generate torque, just completely fold him over to the backside. This is honestly just an incredible recovery by this defender to be knees on the ground and then bounce up, hook underneath the block, and get back into the play. But I would still say Jaelyn Duncan won this block, even though he wasn't able to finish. Much better job here anchoring against speed to power. He's got this drag hand out in case there's a stunt from that direction, and then he's able to quickly land those inside hands and drop his anchor. Right here, they're running play action. He's going to jump set against Brian Burns. Burns does a great job reading the play, quickly swipes around the edge. Really nice throw from Will Levis as he's getting hit. I think 90% of Titans fans in this situation thought Chig was going to drop this. Next play, the edge is going to slant inside. Good job staying tight to the guard, closing off this B gap. Again, he establishes inside hand placement and then just drives him out of the end zone angle. Another play getting him out on the move. They're going to run a jailbreak screen. Nick Westbrook-Akina doesn't win his block, so this play is pretty much busted, but good job from Jaelyn Duncan here. He's going to sprint downfield to get in front of Troy Hill, but then he's got the fluid open space movement skills to stop his momentum, throw out the backside catch hand, stay in front of the block. Honestly, you watch Duncan and Peter Skoronski here, they have pretty much the exact same block. Duncan executes it much better. You could probably chart all these plays based on whether or not he got his hands inside. That would determine whether or not he won the block. Right here, he's got this down block on the defensive end. You can see Duncan punches wide. Deshaun Williams has his hands inside, and Duncan's trying to reposition his hands, so good job on that front, but really it's too late. Once Chigakonkwo runs through his gap, Deshaun Williams is able to disengage and make the tackle. Really good awareness passing off this stunt here. He stays level with Peter Skoronski. Again, he's got this drag hand out in case Derrick Brown is the first penetrator, and then he passes off 98, picks up Derrick Brown, flushes him upfield. Right here, he kind of leans into this backside block on Brian Burns. He lunges into it, doesn't bring his feet with him. Burns is able to just pull back, knock down the hands, and then shoot back into the play. And then final play, he doesn't get a lot of movement on this single block, but he still has pretty good hand placement, so he's able to sustain the block, finish him into the ground. NWI isn't able to dig out this safety, so the play wasn't going anywhere regardless. So overall, I think Jaelyn Duncan has a lot of natural talent, really high-end athletic traits, movement skills. The hand placement and technique is still a work in progress, and play strength is a major concern for me dating back to his college film. I still prefer him to Andre Dillard because it's at least something interesting to watch, but I don't think the Titans need to be canceling any left tackle interviews for the draft. At this point, I would say it's pretty unlikely that he's starting at either tackle spot heading into next year. I've always liked him more as a guard anyways, but I still think for a 6th round pick, if you can get a developmental swing tackle that can come in and be a solid backup, that's still a promising development, and maybe he takes over for Daniel Brunskill down the line. But it's also his first career start, so none of this is a final evaluation, and we'll see how he develops. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any NFL players or teams that you'd like me to cover.